guys, Elm Springs, we're so excited. This is our very first Let's Eat. We are following the Let's Eat UMW cookbook from 2014, and we have some awesome recipes for you today. Our main dish is the Mexican Casserole by David Cheek, one of our members, and I am so excited to get that put together. But while we're getting started with that, we've made Dorris Turentine's hot artichoke dip to snack on, and it just came out of the oven and it looks amazing. So we're gonna dig into this and then we will get started with our main dish.
This recipe by Dorris was so simple but so yummy. We combined all of these ingredients together and then baked it in the oven at 350 for 40 minutes. Check out the recipe right here, or you can find it in the comments.
Let's try it. I'm a wheat thins girl. I don't know about you, Brooke, but that's what I got. But I also thought that these naan chips sounded interesting.
That sounds good.
So we're gonna try some of this dip. All right, let's see how it is. Looks good.
It does look good. It smells good.
Cheers.
Mmm.
Oh yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. Thank you, Dorris.
Thanks so much, Dorris.
This is amazing.
So now we're moving on to the Mexican casserole that David Cheek provided for us. First step, we washed our hands, and then we started to gather all of our ingredients. We have ground beef, cheese, more cheese, cream of chicken soup, rotel, sour cream, more cheese, and beans. I love spicy food, so my favorite part was the diced green chilies. The first thing we did was brown some ground beef, and then halfway through we added taco seasoning. Then we attempted to open up some cans.
I know how to use this. I've used it a couple
Eventually
times.
we got it. So we poured the beans into that ground beef mixture. Then we added the rotel. And the green chilies. Last but not least, we added the can of cream of chicken soup. We gave it a good stir, and then we let it simmer until the liquid reduced. Then a snack break.
I can't get this to break off, but I really want to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's good. Oh, very good.
So when I come from a long line of women who read their recipe, whenever I was growing up, my grandmother, anytime we had like family gatherings, she would make these cinnamon roll bun things, but what they were was a couple of cans of biscuits and cinnamon and sugar and butter, and you stacked them like in a pan, kind of overlapping, and you drizzled them with butter and just put cinnamon and sugar mixed over them. And they made these like fluffy donut-y buns. They were amazing. But every single time she made them, which had to have been hundreds of times in my childhood, she would get out her recipe and she would look for step one, which was pop open the can of biscuits. So I have to follow a recipe, and it gets a little bit hairy sometimes, so.
One ingredient we forgot at the beginning.
Tortilla chips.
So I think this was Pastor Jennie's favorite part. We got some tortilla chips, and then she crushed them up and put them at the bottom of a greased baking dish. Not gonna lie, we had a few mess ups along the way.
Oh. That's why you should read the recipe.
Oh, no. Not a full bag?
Well, you do it, but like you gotta do it in layers,
Oh.
which I would have known and followed the recipe. So sorry. David, don't judge me. This recipe is very clear. I have a problem with following directions.
So then we start the layering process. We have chips at the bottom, and then we're adding a layer of the meat mixture. Next up, a layer of cheese. And then repeat. Then you top it with a layer of sour cream. We also added some olives, and then, of course, more cheese. Then, this is when we noticed that the oven wasn't working, so we had a backup plan.
Wow.
Okay. Now we're going to carry it over to the church and use their oven.
Oven number 2, we're giving you a shot.
So I was really blessed growing up to have a mom that was an incredible cook. She used to just make these things, throw them together out of nothing in the pantry, and it was amazing. But I don't know, for some reason, growing up, I was really obsessed with Paul Anka. Like the really old, like the old stinger. And so every time she would just make something, I started coining it Paul Anka. And so then she would say, or I would ask her, what are you having for dinner? What are we having for dinner? And then she would say, Paul Anka. And it was always a surprise, but always amazing.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, we couldn't get that one to work either, so we called reinforcements and we're on to oven number 3. We preheated it to 350, put it in the oven, pulled it out 40 minutes later, and oh my goodness, it smelled so good.
All right, we ready to see how this tastes?
Ready.
Make sure you blow on it. That's what I tell my kids. You're welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, wow.
It's got a kick to it.
It's
That's
good.
delicious, yeah. David, you treated us right.
Thanks, David.
Well, friends, we made it. It was a little more exciting than even I anticipated, but we got it done, and man, we had 2 amazing dishes today. Thank you, Brooke. Thanks for all your help. Before we go, I want to offer a blessing to the real MVPs of our show today, and that's Dorris Turentine and David Cheek, and they are the 2 that gave us our recipes for today. So receive this blessing, Dorris and David. May God's light shine on you. May the Holy Spirit fill you with God's presence and love. And may you be witnesses to the amazing and transforming grace of Jesus Christ wherever you are. And by the way, both of you are such a blessing to me, and I'm so grateful for you. Thanks so much for joining us. See you next week. Hopefully we can get an oven that works.